David, could you please tell us something about the play Yellowface?
Yellowface is a mockumentary or a kind of fake comic documentary in the style of a movie like This Is Spinal Tap. One of the superficial issues in the play is this yellowface, and we all know what blackface is. Blackface is when a Caucasian actor puts on black makeup and plays African or African American, and generally we don't think that that's such a good idea anymore. But yellowface still happens. So the play concerns yellowface, but it also concerns accusations against Chinese Americans, particularly in the late 1990s, for being disloyal. And one of the people who was accused of that sort of thing was my father. So it also tells my father's story.
It is said that Yellowface is also partly your autobiographical. What makes you feel like writing your own experience into this play?
I wrote this play after, about 20 or 30 years being a playwright and watching the growth of what we now call multiculturalism in the U.S. And I wanted to write a comedy about multiculturalism, where we could laugh at some of the excesses. And there were a lot of people that I could have made fun of, but it was easier just to make myself the main character, because that way I would only offend me.
Besides Yellowface, you also have quite a few well-known plays like Chinglish. So could you please tell us something about the Chinglish?
Yeah, Chinglish is a play that we did on Broadway last season, and it's about an American businessman who goes to Guiyang to try to get a deal. And the play is about a third in Mandarin. So it's the first bilingual English-Mandarin play on Broadway. Now,
some people realize that the story of Chinglish coincidentally have some similarities with the Bo Xilai issue. So is that where your inspiration comes from?
No, Chinglish closed on Broadway about 6 weeks before Bo Xilai broke in the news. So it was it's funny because in my last play, or one of my early plays, M. Butterfly, that was based on a true incident. In the case of Chinglish, I feel like I made up something and then it turned out to be true.
But do you yourself have any investigation on the Bo Xilai issue?
I didn't. I only know what I read in the papers after the play closed, so it didn't have any influence on the play itself.
You just mentioned the other play, M. Butterfly. It also contains very sensitive subjects of Chinese government and the party. So what inspires you to write this subject?
I mean, I didn't really know it didn't occur to me that it was going to be, M. Butterfly would be so sensitive in China. I heard this news story about a French diplomat who had a 20-year affair with a Chinese actress who turned out to be a spy and a man. And I thought, that's such an interesting story, I want to write about it. And of course it turned out to be a big success all around the world, but it didn't occur to me that, we'd never be able to do that play in China, or at least we've never been able to do it in the last 20 years.
You just said you didn't realize this subject is that sensitive, but actually some of your well-known plays do contain these sensitive elements.
I think it's just because I am interested in politics, I'm interested in the dynamic between East and West, and I try and write about it as truthfully as I can, and then it just ends up being politically sensitive.
Do you think you have more freedom in America on writing, since your previous work mostly contains sensitive subjects?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it would be very difficult for me to write about a lot of the things that I write about if I lived in mainland China. I could probably do it from Hong Kong, but as a mainland Chinese writer, I would probably be in jail.